Hi everyone, welcome back to the monthly astro forecast with Brittany. We're going to be going live today with Astro Weather Lady, and she's going to be talking to us about what we can expect for the month of July and all that good stuff. So I'm just gonna give her a moment to hop on. Hello guys. I'm so excited for this week's live sale as well. We'll be live on, what's today? Tuesday. So then Thursday is when we're going to be live this week. Hey my love. Hey guys, I see you guys. Go live with. Okay. Let's give her a second. We have hey, there you are.
How are you?
Good. Actually, kind of pooped. I just came back from my vacation. So I'm like, I need sleep. I've been pulling myself every which way, but I'm ready for this. I'm excited to be here with
Yeah,
you.
I'm so excited. Of course. Well, hey everybody. I'll let some people trickle on in here. So where did you go on vacation?
Nowhere special, the valley.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean,
That-
our family is special, so there's that. So we really just went to go see family. And with COVID still kind of ruining everything, there's not much to do like there was before.
Mm,
But yeah, it was still fun hanging out, swimming, enjoying the fireworks.
mm-hmm. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Glad you guys had a good time. Well, how was everybody's week? Because I want to start with the beginning of July, even though we're, almost at almost the first weekend, but
Uh-huh.
the beginning of July was really heavy, and it kind of continues to be heavy.
Hmm.
July 1st, we had Mars and Leo opposing Saturn and Aquarius. So right now in the sky, we have Mars, Saturn, and Uranus doing this whole song and dance together. They're all trying to fight to be heard, basically.
Um,
Um, Kind of asking us to how do we deal with our frustrations? Because when Mars and Saturn are communicating in like an opposition or a square, it's really like, how do we deal with our frustrations when we really want to get something done, but we have roadblocks, especially Mars and Leo? It's like, I'm doing something from my heart and I'm passionate about it, and Saturn's telling me I need to slow down. you know So that's kind of the energy that this month kind of started with. And then now, or July 3rd, Mars and Leo was squaring Uranus and Taurus, which gives us a lot of this like rebellion energy, as well as again asking us how we deal with our frustrations and how explosive we can get, because Uranus is kind of like that type of planet. But how can we break from the things that have been holding us back? Uranus asks us to get really inventive with those things. But a lot of frustrations. This month started with a lot of frustrations. Triggered feelings again of anger and restlessness too. So it was quite a way to start July. It was like, hey, this is what you're dealing with right now, and even dealing with issues around self-confidence. Because again, Mars and Leo, Mars is kind of getting beat up in this situation, and Leo, ruled by the sun, it's our ego, it's our pride. So these planets were kind of triggering those triggering those aspects for us. But Mars and Leo still does well. Now, Saturn in Aquarius, it feels really comfortable here, so it kind of has the upper hand in this triangle, if you will, this love triangle,
mhm.
love triangle, but between these three planets. So Mars and Leo, it really does ask us to have healthy confidence and strength, and try to get in touch with our fearless warrior.
Mhm.
Mars and Leo, it's a good spot. So
Yeah.
today is the last day of Mercury being in its shadow period. So we're finally going to kind of like get out of that Mercury retrograde funk, but we
Mhm.
not go out without a bang, because Mercury is squaring Neptune today, and it kind of gives you Mercury retrograde vibes, because Neptune kind of
Yeah.
mental fog, and we had this last month. So this is the last square, this is the last square for a while. So, but it's good. So whenever Mercury makes any aspect with Neptune, it's still good in regards to our imagination and utilizing it in that way. But we also have Venus in Leo opposing Saturn in Aquarius. So Mars just did the opposition to Saturn, like I talked about, and then it did the square to Uranus. Venus is right behind Mars in Leo, so it's about to do the same song and dance with these 3 planets. So when Mars went in, it was like, okay, how am I dealing with the way that I assert myself? Am I blowing up because of my pride or my ego? Now Venus in Leo is like kind of cleaning things up behind Mars, but it's also like, okay, well, what do these things mean to me, and how do I value these things that Mars transit? Because it's about to do the same song and dance with Uranus. And so values and freedom, because that is Venus's realm. Values. Freedom is the realm of Uranus. They're at a crossroads right now, so this is actually a great time, even though it may be an impulsive time, but it is a good time to like clear the slate with loved ones. Like, hey, this is what's been on my mind, let's talk about it. Like let's hash it out. Just try not to be like too reactive. It's hard with Leo energy. But really speak about what's on your heart, because that is very Leo. Leo is heart-centered. It rules the heart. And Venus and Leo opposing Saturn in Aquarius. So that's happening today as well, and that can have us like wanting to avoid our responsibilities and not deal with things and be a little lazy and laid back, which we all deserve those days. But it's also good to think about being impulsive. Like I keep driving that point because it's one that we might feel the next couple of days, being impulsive. And then on the 9th starts the new moon in Cancer, which I'm really excited about because this kind of softens this energy, because again, July 1st came in with a bang. We were all feeling that. And then the new moon is really, it's soft, and it's all about manifesting security into our life and comfort and home, and new beginnings for setting intentions around the home. And this moon too, let me see on my chart, it also mingles a little bit with Pluto and Neptune. And while Venus and Mars are still conjunct during this new moon, so it gives us a little boost of confidence with that Leo there. And the T-square that I talked about from the beginning of this month with Mars, it still is kind of lingering because Venus again is trailing behind. It's part of that. But it really softens this moon a little bit, and it's encouraging and reminding us that nurturing should start within. That's a lot of moon. I'm excited for this new moon. It's going to be really lovely. So potent to have the moon back in its sign of Cancer, and then it be a new moon is going to be really beautiful. So one thing I love about Cancer too is like one little saying or whatever is make home wherever you go. Wherever you go, make it a secure place. So I really love that. And new moons are door openers. So if you look at your chart and you find where Cancer is in your chart, see what kind of doors can open. Like, what are you trying to manifest in that realm of your life? It's going to be a really important one. And next week, we have Mercury enters Cancer. So this is our mind and our emotions coming together, great for speaking from the heart and speaking with intention and speaking with a lot of meaning. And then on the 12th, Mercury in Cancer trines Jupiter in Pisces. So this is like great for big ideas, thinking outside of the box, opportunities to expand, again, wherever Cancer in Pisces is in your chart. And then on the 13th, which I'm really excited for, is Venus and Mars are going to be conjunct in Leo. And if you are 32 years old and you are a Cancer, maybe even a Leo, you might have this conjunction in your birth chart. It happens every 32 years. So it's a very beautiful aspect. And it's the start of a story between Mars and Leo. And Mars and Leo is like the archetypical male and female, yin and yang, masculine and feminine energy. So this is going to be a really great time for romance, right? Because it is in the sign of Leo, for your passion projects, to maybe do something on that day or launch something on that day that means something to you, and sharing what's on your heart. It's going to be I'm very excited. So everybody mark your calendar for July 13th. That's a good day. And also pay attention. Like if you're single or even if you're in a relationship, think about what your values are and how you assert yourself in love, and see if anything starts around this time, whether that be a new relationship or bettering a relationship, because this really is like a start to a story right now. Very big heart opening energy. And then July 15th, we have the sun in Cancer trining Neptune in Pisces. So this is very much, it gets us in touch with our charisma and being one with our spirituality, like tapping into that Neptune energy. So that'll be really lovely as well. And then the 17th, we have Sun in Cancer is opposing Pluto in Capricorn. So this is a lot about fighting for control, dealing with the home and hearth situation and what that means to you, what foundations from the past need to be shaken up, breaking up. And on the 21st, we have Venus entering Virgo, which I think kind of gets a bad rap, Venus in Virgo, but I really like it because Venus in Virgo has this really beautiful quality of always being mindful of when relationships need evolving, you know? Always constantly ready to evolve or ready to better the relationship, because that's kind of like that archetypical Venus being the craftsperson, wanting to perfect things. But of course, you know, it can get to a negative side, but I do love that point of then, like, hey, let's work. So let's work on the relationship and make it evolve into something that's worthwhile. So that starts on July 21st. And then second, we have the sun is in Leo, and Venus in Virgo is going to oppose Jupiter in Pisces. So the sun in Leo, the sun likes to be in Leo. That's where it lives. And so our personalities are shining. We're going and getting the things that we want done, and we feel good about it. We're shining, especially with Mars still being there. And using our emotions as inspiration to create and be passionate. That's going to be a great time for that. So Venus opposite Jupiter, again, it can be a little bit of like laziness, wanting to chill, wanting to relax, taking some time out. But Virgo, it's hard for them to do that. You know, they always want to keep things going. So just be mindful of how that feels. So the last week of July, on the 23rd, we have an Aquarius full moon, which I'm also excited for. I'm always excited when you have a lunar return and it's like a big lunation, you know? So there's going to be 2 back-to-back full moons in Aquarius. So this is the first one. So this is going to be one that's going to be really good to journal about and see what unfolds during the next one. So pay attention to what's happening again around this full moon, and similar themes may repeat the next full moon. Great for goal setting, reviewing what your long-term goals are, doing a ritual with a friend, which I really love that idea, or doing something with like be a community, because again, Aquarius is all about their community. But I love that idea of doing a ritual with a friend. I think that's really cool. So this full moon also does a little mingle with Pluto and Saturn, and it's a time where we really question our personal involvements with our community, along with transfer creativity during this full moon. July 25th, we have Mercury in Cancer opposite Pluto in Capricorn. So whenever Mercury and Pluto get together, and let me tell you, I have this actually conjunct in my natal chart, but opposite, I can only imagine what that feels like. Don't get obsessive with your thoughts, because that's another thing too. We can like take our thoughts to a really deep, dark place. So just be really gentle with yourself and just pay attention to them, and like kind of think about what's going on that day, you know. Let some light shine in on your brain is what I said.
Right. I have my moon conjunct Pluto. Oh no, wait, is it? Yeah, it's conjunct, I think, Pluto. And that gives you like really deep, you're right, it gives you like deep thoughts, because the moon also has to do with your subconscious mind and how you think. So I feel the same.
Yep.
I know what you mean.
And how you feel, like your feelings are deep too, and you really can connect with people who you can get deep with, right? Because that's you feel safe. Like if I can open up around people who can take that depth, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
July 27th, we have Mercury entering Leo. So communication becomes really theatrical, and we really want to pay attention to things that catch our eye and that are very dramatic, you know? So this is a great time to, for me, it falls in my 9th house. So it's a great time for me to like show up and like do something either with publishing or and everybody should be feeling that vibe by the end of the month. So July 28th, we have Jupiter retrograding back into Aquarius. It was in Pisces. It gave us a little taste of that beautiful Jupiter in Pisces and what it could bring. And that was the start of summertime, basically. And we all know that, like, things kind of lightened up a little bit, you know? So back in Aquarius, revisiting all themes of Aquarius again, refocusing again on those opportunities and goals and how we show up is as our own individuals. What else is going on? Last but not least, July 29th, we have Mars entering Virgo and then Mars in Leo opposing Jupiter in Aquarius. So this is a lot about our production and our efficiency and our being organized in life right now is going to be Mars enter Virgo. That's very much like we have Venus there around this time, and then we have Mars entering Virgo. So this is very much getting our life organized, getting our love life organized, getting our financials organized, getting our passion projects organized, maybe making money off of our passion projects, you know? And it's a real feeling, especially with Mars and Leo opposing Jupiter and Aquarius. It's a real feeling of wanting to explore and expand. And we may need a little push to get motivated by the end of the month. You know, this month was kind of heavy. So by the end of it, we might be, okay, I'm ready for a break. But that also Virgo energy is like, not yet, maybe not yet.
Yeah.
So that's our month ahead. There's a lot more going on than I had anticipated, but that's just how it goes.
Yeah.
How have you been feeling?
I feel all of that. I feel like this, especially this week, and I keep wanting to blame it on the vacation, but I know it's also what the planets are doing. I feel like I have so much. I was talking to a friend who owns another crystal shop, and we're working on some stuff together, and I'm like, I feel so drained. Like I just want to I want to cancel my lifestyle and just sleep instead. But at the same time, guess what I did today? I went to Target. I got me 5 calendars and all these things because now I want to, I have the YouTube thing going on. So I'm thinking about how I want to organize, make all this content, what type of content, all these ideas, and kind of jotting them down. So it's like I'm trying to do both. I'm trying to relax, but also using the time constructively in a way that's going to benefit me once those better transits come into place.
Feel that you have. I know you're a Virgo, but do you have what else do you have in Virgo?
I'm a Scorpio rising. I don't know if that helps. So my no, that's all. I'm a Scorpio rising. Yeah, that's just my sun sign. Okay. Only my sun sign.
Okay, cool. So Virgo, that's in your 10th house? Are you a 10th house sun?
No. Am I? No, it's because my 12th is in Scorpio, so that would mean my first is in Virgo, right?
No. I think you are a 10th house sun. Hold on, I have your chart. Yeah. Oh my God, I have your chart.
Yeah, you have my chart. Pull it up.
Depends on what degree your rising sign is, because I'm a late degree Scorpio rising, so mine's kind of more like a Sagittarius rising. You know, I can read for a Sagittarius rising. Let me see. Let me see. I know I have your chart because I was going to see what's getting activated for you. I was like, let me.
Yeah.
Let me see.
I'm a 29th degree Virgo. I know that.
Oh, you are? Okay. So, what the heck? I thought I had your. Let me see something. I'm like, I know I haven't. Yeah, here it is. 11th house sun. 11th house sun. Yeah, you're right. You only have you were 29 degree Virgo sun. That's right. You were almost a Libra. Very close.
Almost, yeah. Cusper.
About your,
I don't know that thing.
23 minutes away or something like that from being a Libra. What you were.
Yeah.
Very close. Okay, so let me see what's going on for you without giving too much information.
Without spilling too much tea.
Without feeling too much tea. Just the happy stuff.
Mhm.
Let me see. Oh, did I do it the wrong way? I did the wrong way. And if anybody has questions, I'm kind of just shooting the shit right now. So
Yeah. Let's do it. Yes. Someone is asking if we do readings. Brittany does readings, but I'm not sure if she is available right now.
I am right now. So last time we spoke, I was still finishing up school. I had some school. I'm about to start school again. I don't know why I keep doing this to myself, but I have a little bit of a break until the 21st. So if you go to my Instagram, you can find my link and you can book on my website. But it's also astroweatherlady.com. So it's easy to remember. Let me see.
Yeah.
I want to know what I am. Sign me up. We should do this next time. Next time, maybe we'll collect some people's data and like we can get personal with it. You don't want the Scorpio astrologer to look at your chart because we're gonna get in it. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you do have some stuff going on with you, but you have some 8th house transits, so we ain't gonna talk about the private transits, but you got some stuff going on. Let's see what is going on. What else is going on for you? Yeah. Oh, is this the? So that conjunction between Venus and Mars is happening for you in your 9th house too, and that's gonna be a really great time. Like that's gonna be a great time for you to do something on your like here. I don't know if that even falls on a day maybe you're already doing something or maybe you're doing a live or something, but that would be a great day, to be happening in that 9th house where publications and networking and all of those things, really great for that.
That was the 13th, right?
Yeah,
I think that was
13th through 12, 13, 14, pretty much those days. I mean, really conjunct right now. But I think those days they're a little bit tighter in conjunction. I think it's like the 13th. But what else is going on for you? I mean, yeah, that's one of the big ones. You're going through a lot of similar things. Your chart is set up very similar to mine, so we're going through a lot of things right now. So the moon right now is in Gemini, and do you ever pick up like how that like Gemini moons like make you feel? Like what your focus is on usually when the moon is in Gemini? If you've noticed any themes?
I feel like no. I don't feel like. I feel like I'm having a hard time. I feel like a Gemini. Like I want to learn all these things, but I'm not like it's not happening. Like I'll start something and then I'll not finish it, and then I'll keep going to something else, and I just feel very, very flighty. Like very flighty right now.
Yeah, I mean Gemini can be described in that regard. The moon right now is actually in your 7th house, which is great for like learning and asking questions and being curious about your relationships and how you show up in your relationships. Mercury's actually in your 8th house, so that can make you really get deep in conversation with people too. But sometimes we get lost if we're not like overtly aware of what messages we're trying to get in touch with. So yeah, but you know what? This is going to be a really good year for you to do something in regards to learning something, taking school. You have Saturn in the 3rd house. That's a good time to tap into that too.
Yeah, well, I told you I'm looking for that. Well, you pointed me to what's his name, Mr. Forrest. Yeah, so that's something I am looking into doing.
I'm like everybody hears about that with me. Yeah. I'm about to enroll in my set like he's got like an apprentice and then a craftsperson level, a master level or whatever. And so I'm about to enter the like craftsperson level. And I'm excited about it. But yeah, you should definitely do it. You should definitely do it.
He's so awesome. I love that.
He's a good man.
Yeah. He is.
Oh, Juliet said I changed into several outfits in one day during the moon in Gemini. It's funny. I love that.
For real.
Because my daughter has a Gemini moon, and it's so obvious. She's very flighty and she's very smart. So today, like all she wanted to do was read and like try to read like herself. I mean, she's only 3, so she can't quite read yet, but she's really trying to. She can read. So I just love Gemini because you just really tap into that. It's a great day for learning and being curious. Questions.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love spying on my kids' charts all the time and trying to see, like, especially when I know as a mom they're having a hard day,
Mm.
I'll try to like look at their transits and see like, maybe something is being shaken up here.
Great way to get familiar with looking at transits is
Yeah. Hmm.
up and seeing what's going on. I love that. That's so great. Does anybody else have any questions? I kind of ran through it faster than I anticipated.
No, we should next time I'll make a story with the question box so we can have some questions to come in with.
Yeah,
Um,
I love that.
yeah. So I didn't know that we were gonna have two back-to-back moons in Aquarius.
Let me see when the next one is. So the first one is on the 23rd,
Hmm.
and I'm assuming, let's see, one will be sometime in August. Let me see. Yeah, full moon in Aquarius. That's going to be super exciting. Let's see. Oops. Let's do by month and then see. Oops. Oh, I did do it by month. Hello. Okay. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. We have a new moon in Leo in the beginning of next month, and then let's see. Where's that new moon? Yep, new moon on the 20th. I believe the 20th. Yeah, and then new moon in Aquarius on the 20th. No, full moon. I'm sorry, full moon. Full moon in Aquarius again on the 20th of August. So we have one on the 23rd of this month and 20th next month. So yeah, keep an eye out of where Aquarius is in your chart and like things
Hmm.
can release during that time, right? Because full moons are all about culminations. Um,
Hmm.
and then this new moon in Cancer, which is happening soon in a couple days. I really love this. Everybody should do something for this new moon. Like everybody should. So that's on the 9th. This is where we can like manifest some things, especially around like security and what makes us feel safe. Whether that be like I really want to get more in touch with my emotions, or be able to communicate them, or find people or places or things where I feel safe in communicating those emotions. Because that's Cancer vibes, as well as being able to nurture yourself and other people, not
Yeah.
skipping out on yourself, because Cancer people are like, are you hungry, do you want to eat, and then they like won't feed themselves, you know.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's like you gotta take care of yourself too. You gotta fill up your cup first. So
Yes.
yeah, it's gonna be a great new moon. So excited.
I know, I'm so excited too. I like to make the full moon and new moon intention bottles in our shop.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to start putting all the corresponding plants and crystals in there. It's gonna be so pretty.
Oh yes, that's gonna
Mhm.
be so good. That's gonna be some great energy, especially for the new moon. Ooh yeah, I love that. I love that.
I know. And my moon is in Cancer too, so I've
Oh yeah.
always loved. Mhm.
Oh, then you're having a special. Let me see. Now I gotta look again. I'm like, now I gotta look. Having a special
Right?
lunar.
Is it in Cancer? Or am I? No, yeah, it is in Cancer.
Yep.
Mhm.
And it's you have conjunct Jupiter, moon conjunct.
Conjunct Jupiter. So then why was I thinking it was Pluto? Oh, because it's in Scorpio. So I was associating
Oh
the
yeah.
Scorpio energy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yep. But you have Venus conjunct Pluto in the 12th house, which is a spicy connection.
Hmm. Yeah.
I love that.
In the 12th house. Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Spicy. That's spicy. Uh,
That is spicy, girl.
spicy. I love that you have a Cancer moon in the 8th house. That's very deep. It's very beautiful. Um, and I feel like with the moon in Cancer in the 8th house, like things become, how do I want to word this? Very like synchronized, like things just sort
Hmm.
of line up or always happen that way.
Hmm.
or we really pick up on cycles, right? Are you like a really big, like, are you big on cycles? You should be if you're not. Like,
Very big. Very, very big.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then my Aquarius, you said we should look where our Aquarius is. It's in
So you have,
the third or fourth house.
yeah. So you have it in both, but I think what degree is this? What degree is this? I'll have to look at. I don't know the exact degree of the.
Mhm.
Oh, you have an Aquarius. Oh, you have an Aquarius North Node too. I love that.
Mhm. Do you also?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
All of us 89 branders. 80. We have that. We have that. That's really interesting because your South Node is sitting right in the 10th house. Mine's in the 9th house, so yours is a little bit different.
Mhm.
I feel like the South Node can kind of feel, in a negative light, I'll call it like a never-ending pit.
A never ending.
So for work, it's like a constant quest for like feeling good about yourself and like being seen at work and like showing up in those type of ways. And it has a lot to do, like South Node, and I don't want to get too like crazy with it, but our South Node has a lot to do with our past lives too, right?
Yeah.
Your South,
Yeah. I know. Bring the crazy, girl. Bring it on.
Yep.
I love the crazy.
Right? Talking about your moon's in the 8th house, you're like, bring it on.
Uh-huh.
But in a past life, when we have the South Node in Leo, it can be about we were really seen in these high regards, like a queen or something, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Regards, but a lot of recognition, especially with your South Node, like, I mean, it's the highest point in your chart. You were seen. You in a past life, she was seen, she was heard, she was felt. And just like doing a quick like look at your, like, I'd have to really break it down, but like I do nodal analysis, which I learned from Stephen Forrest because he's awesome. But your South Node square or loosely squares your Venus and Pluto in the 12th house, and that's deep stuff because in a past life we all died. There's no, you know what I mean? There's no, but having Pluto and Venus conjunct, it's like maybe maybe a past lover killed you. Maybe love killed you. Maybe very, or like, especially in the 12th house, it can be a lot about spirituality. It can be a lot about following the herd in some situations. So, wow. We've got quite a chart. We're in your sun.
It's very intense.
And you were in a past life, for you were probably some sort of like, you could have been like I almost feel like you might have been a male in a past life. Do you ever feel that?
I think so too. I think so too.
And of course you have past lives, but I think, and maybe the most recent one, I wouldn't be surprised if you were. You have this Mars, right? Because your sun is conjunct Mars, and that gives us again a little bit insight of who you were in a past life because your South Node ruler is the sun. So yeah, you could have been some sort of like well-known chief or warrior of some kind. Like,
God, you're gonna make me cry.
Oh!
I've resonated with all of those things I've had because I'm Hispanic, so I have very I like to connect with my roots as far as like, you know, my ancestors and stuff. So I've done a lot of ancestor work, and I've had dreams come where after I've asked for messages. Just, I mean, it's important. I feel like we should say this because you shouldn't dwell too much into your past life because honestly, like, it matters. It can give you a sense of like, okay, this is why I feel this way now. But what's most important is to like look forward and, you know, like build from where you are right now into the future and not get stuck and identify with that past person who you were, because your job isn't to identify with that and solidify that life all over again, right? It's your job is supposed to evolve. So, but when I was doing shadow work and doing my past life regressions, I had a dream that I was, I know this sounds bonkers, but whatever, we're going to talk about it. I had a dream that I was I was a little boy with a huge, beautiful headdress. I was and I was lost in a forest, and I was found by what looked like an Aztec warrior. This guy had like black stripe, looked kind of really scary, black and blue feathers that were like at least like 3 to 4 feet high around his head. Like this guy was huge, and but the regalia was so pretty, and I remember it so vividly. And I was this little boy, and I was lost, and that warrior had to go find me in the forest and bring me back home.
I kind of love that you said that, because so not only do you have Mars, the sun, and again, that gives us like a little detail into the past life, but you also have Mercury conjunct the sun. Mercury is very much childlike energy, right? So,
Mhm.
I love that you mentioned that, because it could definitely be interpreted that way. And as
Yeah.
far as like what you said about like, getting stuck in the past life and all that stuff, yeah, you're right. Like you don't want to like live there. You don't want to like stay in that place, but it's definitely good to acknowledge it. And if this is just in general, I'm not like, I'm going to say you, but I don't mean you. Or if you feel triggered or scared, because I even have some people like, I'm scared to even find out what happened in a past life. It usually means there's something juicy that happened, or like something
Yeah.
dramatic that happened. I say,
Yeah.
because I'm like, spill the tea. I want to find out the tea. But for them, it could be traumatic.
Yeah.
But it's good to find out like, why do I think that's triggering? And yes, not get stuck obviously in that past life because we don't remember it all. But
Mhm.
feelings that we get are, how do I want to word this? The feelings that we get from a past life, especially if we feel some certain way, it's definitely that unresolved karma showing up in this lifetime. So we definitely have to acknowledge it in that way. But
Mhm.
what I love, I mean, the North Node is a medicine in this lifetime, right? So
Yeah.
the prescription, the prescription.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I love that yours is obviously, so having your South Node conjunct the midheaven like that, that's very much, I had a job to do. I had responsibilities that I needed to do in some way. And in this life, it's not to say that you don't have duties and responsibilities, but family, right? Family is a huge thing. And sometimes our North Node in this lifetime doesn't feel as comfortable.
Mhm.
Like maybe when you first heard about Aquarius being your North Node, you might have, I know this is my initial reaction. I'm like,
No, yeah, same.
I was like,
Mhm.
what? Humanitarianism? Like, I don't know if,
Mhm.
what is that even, Um,
Yeah.
but now when we look at it, like when we have a fourth house North Node in Aquarius, it's like, how can I break the foundation from where I came from and create something very beautiful and new for my family that I create? That's kind of how I look at it. My duty,
Yeah.
right? Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, I think, especially with both of the rulers of Aquarius in your second house, what you do to break the mold in your family life is very valuable to you, right? Like it brings you a lot of personal self-confidence when you do that.
Right.
Um,
Mhm.
so I think that's so beautiful. I love that. I love that mine's in the third house. So my North Node's like one over, but
Mhm.
I love that your North Node's in the fourth house. Oh, beautiful. Like break that mold, girl. Break that
Yeah.
mold.
Yeah, yeah. It really does feel like there's a TikTok, or is it I've seen it on Reels. It's probably on TikTok too, but it's a little skit where someone does the voiceover that says, "I don't know who needs to hear this, but you're who your bloodline has been waiting for." And that's a lot of what those placements feel like, right? Like,
Yeah.
so that's why I say it's important to know your past life, because those are the things that you need to heal. And that's like preliminary work that you have to do as a spiritualist or mystic or witch or whatever you want to call yourself. It's the preliminaries. If you're ever going to really go far in anything else you do within the realms of spirituality, you have to attack that first. But it's important not to, because I also see a lot of people like get stuck there and kind of like continue to identify with that instead of evolving from that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. You have such an advantage because you
Mhm.
have you notice the cycles, like I mentioned earlier, like being like very, you notice the cycles. You're able to notice when you're stuck in a cycle, and you can see it in other people. um and you I feel like you have such an advantage because you are so intuitive. You already tapped into exactly what I was talking about, right? Like you are, I think that's really beautiful. And you really have the ability to, you bring off this nurturing, this deep, sentimental, but what's the word I'm looking for? Pure and honest, nurturing vibe, like that Cancer vibe. It's very deep. It's like, I will love you for all of your faults, you know, and I want you to do the same for me, because that's how I feel safe, when you can love me in that same space. So I think that's beautiful. And especially with your Venus and Pluto, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, Venus and Pluto together, oh no. I mean, sure, that can bring some negative things. Yeah, it can. But it can bring some beautiful things, because you really do love people for who they are, and people who show up in your life who are very true and full of integrity. You're like, that's who I vibe with. I vibe with people who are just painfully honest, right? Like, that's what I want. I need it to be clear. So I love that. I really love that. So beautiful. I love your.
I know. I have an intense chart.
Yeah.
Every time I look at it, I'm like, oh.
Good. It's so good, and you can do so many great things with this chart, and you already are. You're already living out. You're already living it out. I love it.
Yay! Let's enough about me, you guys. Give us some questions in the comments. Because let me tell you, if we keep going, my chart has some tea. Like, I'm like, for real.
I'm not getting too much. I'm gonna cry. I'm like, oh shit, I hit a nerve. I'm sorry.
No, but it was a good nerve. It was like it wasn't bad in any way.
I like those situations because it just brings you confirmation, right? You're like, oh, I've been dreaming that. I've been thinking that. Like, that's my favorite part of doing, like, me being an astrologer, is when I am able to give people some sort of confirmation, not necessarily about past life, about past life too, but you know, right? Like any sort of confirmation, like, oh, I am that way. I always thought, like, what was this, or how, you know, whatever. So that's my bringing that confirmation.
For sure. Julie has a question. Can you see it?
Yeah, I have past life work, but I've had past life visions, mostly traumatic too. You know, they usually are. You know, a lot of them are not. Now, I have done some charts where they weren't as traumatic. You know, sometimes you could have been like your own worst enemy, you made the wrong choice, something happened to you, you know, that sort of thing. And sometimes they're really traumatic, you know, and that's why it's just interesting, because those past life dynamics, and what I love about evolutionary astrology is that those past life dynamics, like I mentioned, can still be triggering us in this lifetime. And sometimes we're like, where is that coming from? Why am I so triggered when people do this? Or why am I so triggered when I do this, or hear this, or do, and it can be the most random thing. So it's usually something happened, you know, something happened in a past life. And once you get it and you acknowledge it, it's like, oh, now I can really see the cycle for what it is. So I love doing that, like kind of what I did for you very quickly, like I'm sure there's more to it, was a nodal analysis, where I look at the nodes, I look at how you could have been in a past life, what could have hindered you in a past life, and then the north, what's the medicine in this lifetime. And it's home and family and creating your own eccentric family life, right? Like your own thing, your own special thing.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm too scared. Samantha, my friend Samantha said she's too scared to do shadow work. You do the shadow work, or does shadow work do you? So
yes.
So you pick. Like, it's gonna come, or you do it. But it's she just got Samantha. She's a local friend of mine. I've known her forever now. Just started doing tarot. So I'm like, that's a great way to start. That's a great way to, like, break it in, you know.
There's actually a psychologist who wrote about the shadow, your shadow work, and tarot as well. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Maybe not.
Carl Jung.
Oh yeah. Okay. I should have guessed, because Stephen Forrest. I mean, we had to do his chart in the school, so that will be cool. Once you get there, you'll have to see his chart and do all that stuff too. Wow, he had quite a past life. Stephen does his past life story. Woo! It was good. It was really good. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was, because I don't know if you know. Do you know much about his like personal life, or like anything about him besides his writing.
No.
He had like a very interesting like love life. So I think that was reflected in a past life where I can't remember the details of it because it was like at the beginning of my school, but I think Steven said like he thought he was like a woman in a past life and like maybe worked at like a brothel or something. It was really interesting.
Wow.
But Carl Jung is amazing and his stuff is super awesome. And like I said, Steven like always he's a big part of like how he writes and it's obvious to see. Steven
Yeah.
Forrest is also a Scorpio rising, so he also has that very outlook for life too. So
Yeah.
I love that. Let me see.
Yeah.
I've been alive during armed conflict many times, but not apart. Yeah. I do want a natal chart for my birthday. I need more sales. Oh, I feel that. I'm also learning tarot. It's a trip. What do you think a Cancer sun should focus on this new moon? I'm gonna grab something really quick. So when we think about the sun, we think about the sun's main purpose, which is to learn about yourself, figure out who you are. So when the sun is being conjunct, sitting next to the moon for a new moon in Cancer, all things like how do I relate to family and how has that changed? Actually, I have how do I enjoy, let me grab a couple things actually. I wrote this down earlier and I was kind of thinking about this, but what is my own personal reigning need for family, for a happy home life, quiet time? How are these things important to me and how do I integrate them to myself? It's all about integrating, like especially when the sun is hitting a planet, like how do I integrate that energy, whatever energy it's hitting is how I like to look at it. And how do I show up, like how guarded is my own personal tenderness in the world, and how do I deal with vulnerability? I think that's going to be a really good one. And also, since it's a new moon, I'd focus on how can I bring those energies into a place in my life where I feel really comfortable with them. Because sometimes Cancer, you know, it's the crab, it's got that shell, and it's guarded. That's the natural, you know, right? Because you step on the crab and then it crunches and it's soft on the inside and then it's done. Like, and then it's done. But yeah, I think that's kind of, I would just reflect on how can I bring a sense of safety and security into my life where I feel like I can be vulnerable with myself and the people around me. That's probably what I would focus on. How can I be more tender with myself and the people around me? Because the sun, whenever the sun goes over a planet, it's shining a light on it. Like, what is it? Just like the sun card in tarot, that's how I like to read it too, right? It just illuminates whatever the situation is. So we're illuminating that archetype of Cancer. So, and then figure out what house it's in too. That's going to be obviously really important as well. Let me see here. I thought I had something else written down. No, yeah, and I like water signs. Water seasons are beautiful because it really does. I wrote this in my post today, but I'll say it. Water signs teach us about how to regenerate and renew ourselves and tap into our own emotional inner well. And how to show up for ourselves in those soft, tender moments. Compassion, yeah, compassion's a great. And for Cancers, I always like try to say, okay, compassion for you and love for you and nurturing for you, because Cancers want to just take care of other people. That's just what they want to do. Like, let me take care of you. Like, okay, well, take care of yourself too. Don't forget. Don't forget. Yeah. And I would also think about, since it is Cancer season too, obviously I would think about like my own, like, can I make home wherever I'm at? Can I get up and leave my house and like make home wherever I go? I think that's really important too, because some stay there. Like, that's me. Those are my vibes right now. That hermit life.
For real. Same here. Same here.
Yeah, I'm excited for the new moon in Cancer. Wait, let me see. You know what? Let me pull up Let me pull up what else is going on that day. That is the 9th. Let's see if there's anything else that's going on that day that's worthy of talking about. Let's see. Oh, cool.
Yeah, I feel you. Julie says I'm definitely a hermit crab. Virgo is I'm a Virgo.
Mhm.
And in the tarot, the hermit card represents Virgo.
Yep.
And then I'm also like a double water sign because I have my moon in Cancer, and then I'm a Scorpio rising.
Yeah.
So I love privacy. And it's you just, I know what it feels like to be a hermit.
Yeah. You got Venus in the 12th house too. It's like that solitude runs deep. You
hmm
when you are able to be alone, right? Like
Yeah.
you actually be able to be alone.
hmm
What's going on with the moon? So the moon is trining Neptune. So this is a very great spiritual and psychic moon. I know personally, so just like you, my 8th house has Cancer in it. So
hmm
whenever it's Cancer season, I've gotten a few tarot readings this season, and it's been really nice because I usually get astrology readings more, but I really love doing tarot readings. And I just feel like when I'm able to like tap into that psychic or like a really intuitive mode, I love doing it during any of the water seasons because I really connect. You know what I mean? Especially
Yeah.
I feel like, oh, I really get it. So you probably get really good dreams around it. Like whenever there's a water moon, Scorpio or you probably get a lot of great dreams,
hmm
especially when something's interacting with your moon. So yeah, the moon and Neptune, very intuitive time for this new moon. A lot of sensitivity to other people's feelings, around this time we have to be aware of because Pisces and Neptune kind of acts like a sponge, like a collective sponge. Um, and this is a great time for creating something that you really enjoy doing. So it looks like the moon is also opposing Pluto. So this is just going to add more drama in regards to that safety and security that I mentioned, right? It's like we're really focused on that. So just be mindful too that like we're not picking fights with people around this time too.
Yeah.
And reach out to your mom if you're cool with her. If you guys are, to everybody, if you're cool with her, reach out to her and just like make sure everything's okay because sometimes there can be a little strife in that department too.
hmm
And also being really open to accepting change in your life. And using this very intense energy of the moon opposing Pluto as a catalyst for change, for more responsibility, or to honing in on that responsibility. Again, this is also going to be another great outlet for a creative outlet, like doing something good. Now, it's also this moon is also very like cathartic too, I would say, because it's squaring Chiron. So the Chiron in the sky right now is in Aries, and that has a lot to do about asserting ourselves, and sometimes, like I mentioned before, with the moon in Cancer, sun in Cancer, we're guarded,
hmm
so where are we guarded in our emotions, and how are we stopping ourselves from really asserting ourselves in a way that we want to show up? Maybe we're not, maybe we're too emotionally attached to something that's not allowing us to show up in the way that we want.
hmm
Or again, like mother stuff, that sort of thing, or just like the themes of Cancer can be triggering to some, like what is home? Like I've never experienced a nurturing and loving home, so what does that mean? How do I do that? So a great
hmm
way to reflect on that, if that is you, anybody that's watching, if you're like, oh, I don't know, I don't like talking about family because it's not a good thing for me, is figure out what your moon sign is and how you need to be nurtured. How do I need to be nurtured, and how do I want to nurture other people? It's going to be a really big, very big vibe, because even when we have positive or negative looking aspects to Chiron and the moon, it's always for me going to be about how can I help others? How can I, like, we are the wounded healer, but the way that we heal ourselves, and I say that with air quotes because we're never done healing, is through helping other people. That's kind of Chiron's thing. So it's going to be a very like cleansing new moon, like it might bring up some very deep emotions. Oh, my phone just shut off by itself. Sorry. So it might bring up some of those emotions, but it's just very cleansing. And every time it's like Cancer season or any of the water seasons, I'm like, hey, just ride the wave. Journal your emotions, because they're big right now. You know, they are big right now. Oh, so Christina's having a Chiron return. So whenever you have a return of any kind, it's just emphasizing those themes of whatever planet or asteroid it is. So a Chiron return is, how do I assert myself? You know, how do I feel strong? Do I feel strong? Is there some apprehension about feeling strong? How do I feel courageous? You know, all those sorts of things. But like I said, Chiron is in Aries in the sky right now. That doesn't mean you necessarily have your Chiron in Aries. Christina does, but other people might not have them. So that goes the same for us. You know, Chiron is also squaring our natal Chiron, right? Because you have Chiron in Cancer, I have Chiron in Cancer. It's also that 89 thing. So it is like, how do I show up in my family? And is it weird? Is it kind of weird waters showing up for family, or like figuring out how I assert myself? Can I be courageous with my family? Do I need to have a conversation with one of them that maybe I'm putting off? I'm just calling myself out with that right there. But, you know, those kind of are the themes, you know?
Yeah.
Whenever we have any planets that are in cardinal signs, so Aries, Cancer, Capricorn, and Libra, they activate our Chiron. So just be mindful when the planets are in there, you know? Everything wearing or opposing or trying something always, you know?
Yeah. So. Yeah, I remember you said that last time. There's always something going on. There's always a challenge, right? And it's so true. There's always, I think, we're all, and like you said earlier, you're never done healing. Or you also hear them saying, like, you're never a true master will never call themselves a master, because you know that their learning it never stops. Yep. It never stops.
Especially if you learn astrology. You will never learn everything. You will always be. I don't care how. Yeah. But it's so beautiful. I love that. Like, I love that, and it's very humbling. You know, I think that's really. I love learning. Like, can't get it.
Me too. I'm such a nerd. That's why I mentioned earlier Carl Jung. I love his books. Maybe I'll make a post later about the books. For shadow work, because I could talk about shadow work all damn day.
Facilitate that type of thing. You know, you would be because you have all those Cancer placements in the 8th house, you have Chiron in Cancer. You would be, and the 8th house is about the underworld. It is about, you have Venus conjunct Pluto in Scorpio. You bring, like, hey, I'm going to take you deep. I'm going to take you a very deep dive. I'm going to show you how to do the shadow work, but I'm going to do it with a sense of care. It's like cradling a baby into the underworld. Like, I'm going to show you how to do this. You know, I'm going to take care of you. We're going to get in it. We're going to get in it.
Yeah, I think that's another reason why, like, I understand there's, like, a place for positivity, but also I have such a problem with that toxic positivity space, like the love and light and all that. And I wonder sometimes if I just come off really aggressive when I oppose love and light. But I swear, I promise I'm not being aggressive. It's just that there's, like, this, like, people want to, like, kind of demonize the shadow and the darkness and, like, having to do your shadow work. And really, it's, like, so essential to your growth. And, you know.
I feel the same way about the, like, love and light stuff. For me, it's a lot about, I want to acknowledge all the feelings on the spectrum and not.
Yeah. Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's not that you shouldn't be love and light. I think there's a time and place for all of that.
It can't be the only thing that we feel. We have to feel all the things. Yeah. I love that, and it's so true. That just would get me on another it reminds me of another tangent of, like, spiritual bypassing, which is the same thing if you're only talking about light. You were doing a lot of spiritual bypassing.
Yes, queen. Say it louder.
I want to do something with shadow work. Like, I'm just, like, totally throwing this, like, totally random idea if you would even want to do something like this. But creating some sort of workshop or class or something about how maybe you did your shadow work, or how you what inspired you, because you'd be such a great facilitator for that. Like, I don't know if that's ever impressed you, but it's just a total random idea. But you'd be, like I said, you would be a really great.
I mean, I know that I'm really passionate about it, but I just feel like others aren't.
Oh, they're out there.
I feel like other people don't really want to. So I'm like,
I,
mm.
I hear about shadow work a lot. People are wanting to dig into it. So I think that, I mean, you have to be obviously ready to be in that space, but I think the people that would join a workshop like that would understand, what may come up for them. I mean,
no, yeah. I mean, if they're willing to, then I'm willing to.
I feel like you would really be such a great person to facilitate it. You would bring that healing element to it. Like, hey, I've been cycles. I have this healing element to it, and I'm going to bring you big transformation, or help activate some sort of transformation within you, but do it in a way that is very nurturing and that brings value into their life. I'm just saying, your chart it's yelling at me for that. So
yeah. Sweet. I'm gonna look into that. I'll start brainstorming.
Yeah. I love that.
Yay! Thank you for that.
Of course.
For real. And then I think like the Aquarius North Node is also like, it also kind of like vibes with that, right? Helping others. And it's in what is it, the fourth house?
Yeah, and so I think when I see, I think I have your chart still pulled up. So when I think so you have your North Node. Oh, nope, that's not you. There we go. So you have your North Node, yes, in the fourth house, exactly conjunct the IC, which is like my ancestry, where it came from,
Yeah.
But your Moon is in the eighth house again with the Moon, Jupiter, Chiron. So that's why I said you really could facilitate this like beautiful, and it will I feel like it will activate your North Node, because you are bringing value to other people, and you would really be able to take people to that place, and
Awesome.
I love that.
Thank you so much. I mean, I've been having kind of premonitions about that, but like I've also like, I don't know, there's, especially with like TikTok now, like I feel like it's all love and light, and I'm like, well, maybe I'll throw something out there and it'll be crickets. So, I think, but that's a big confirmation for me now that you're saying that. Then I see a lot of people in the comments too, like, yes, I'd be interested, says Marlena. A lot of people saying that they would. So yeah. I think
that would be really cool. I mean, and think about how that would look for you. Like, would you want to do a workshop? Would you want to do like maybe start with journal prompts, recommend some books, whatever. But yeah, I think you would, and it doesn't need to be rushed, right? You don't even have to do it. It's like, oh man, I feel like you would really do you would just be like really great at facilitating that for other people, making people feel safe and seen, right? Because I feel like when we have Chiron and Cancer, sometimes we don't feel seen, especially in our family, especially with the South Node in Leo. Sometimes I get these things like, I'm not feeling seen. How come I'm not feeling seen? I want people to see me. I want people to hear me. I want people to, and that's not South Node talking, right? Like sometimes it's like, oh, I'm not being seen enough. I want people to recognize me. I want the applause. Like that's that Leo energy. Like,
yeah.
Let me tell you, in a past life, girl, you were seen. You were on some shit. You were high up in the hierarchy of whatever it was. You know what I mean? It was all eyes on you. So sometimes I know for me, I get those feelings like, oh, I'm not being seen enough. I'm not being noticed enough. And I'm like, oh, the South Node trying to drag my ass back in. To see my ruler, my South Node is in the 12th house. I have the sun in the 12th house. So I already feel that anyway. I'm not feeling seen. But having your South Node in Leo too, that just adds another spice to it. Let me tell you, the tea is hot here.
Oh yes.
Yeah, we had shadow work to do. Yeah, I really did. I'll tell you. When the pandemic first happened, I was so busy because everybody wanted to get into spirituality. Everybody wanted to learn about themselves. Everybody wanted to know what these feelings they were feeling, because before the pandemic, we were so used to the capitalistic life of working our asses off, right? So when people who are so used to working their asses off had to stop working their asses off and they had to sit with their emotions, they were like, what the hell is this? Where do I start? So yeah, It definitely showed us our shadow work, for sure.
It did.
Mm-hmm.
It did. It is. It's a big time. I feel like the whole, we're talking about this at a personal level, but on, the bigger scale, when we see the bigger picture, as a collective, we're all kind of doing that collective shadow work together.
Yes, we are.
Mm-hmm.
Especially and particularly the United States. But we won't get into that right now, but they are doing that shadow work in the United States, and it's so apparent. I mean, just watch anything. Just turn on the TV.
Yeah.
It's so apparent. We are really purging. Let's just call it that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So just go through the emotions, y'all, because they are heavy. But the only thing that we can do, and it's like this sort of climate that we're all doing with, is just become a better person for yourself, and then that rings. And we hope that it affects other people and they want to live more positively, not fake,
Yeah.
but be nice to people, that sort of thing. The life.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. I think we finished the hour. Brittany, do you want to let everybody know where they can find you and how they can book you?
Yeah, so I'm Astro Weather Lady on Instagram, and you can go to my website, astroweatherlady.com, and book an appointment with me. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a DM, write me an email. That's it.
Awesome. And you guys know I'm here on Instagram. I'll be opening, we've already started our YouTube channel, so you can subscribe there and we'll be uploading this. I know last time we had so much trouble. It was Mercury retrograde and we weren't able to upload that.
My internet is hell now, so we good.
Yes. Okay, so this one will be going up to YouTube for sure. And y'all can find the replay there later as well. And then we'll see Brittany again next month.
Yep. See you guys. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye, love. Thank you so much for joining us, you guys. Our live sale is going to be, usually it's every Wednesday, but we need to unpack still from our vacation, and we have some unboxing of new inventory that we have to do, and price, of course. So as we catch up with all that, we're going to use Wednesday to catch up, and on Thursday we'll be going live for the crystal sale, and I'll be posting some more sneak peeks for that as well, and let you guys know what time we'll be going live on Thursday. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Feel free to send me a DM later. Talk to you guys later. Bye.